What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I want to thank you for watching, and I want to wish you all a very happy and blessed New Year to come, and a very Merry Christmas as well. It's 1 week away, and we are just so thankful to see all of you all that have gotten your Eidl grants and Eidl loans qualified and funded for, placed into your bank account to make this year go by a little bit better, to boost your businesses and move your families forward in the future. We've also seen, and we know that we are still with those of you that have not received those funds yet, and we have developed such a community along here with the speaknsee channel that I'm just very grateful for it, for all of you all that have been watching, and it's been an honor to assist a lot of you in getting these Eidl grants and loans funded that we're not able to, but we had to go through certain channels to get those loans, whether it be the congressmen, the representatives, the local SBA, the federal SBA, name them. We've gone through all of them, but we have seen great success, and we're very proud of what we've done in 2021 to continue moving forward and helping you small businesses receive the funding that you needed in order to survive in this matter. And where we're at right now, we're just looking for, a lot of us are still in the survival mode as of what 2020 and the COVID-19 has done to our business with the lockdowns and legislative lockdowns and stuff like that. You know, that was just a tough one to overcome, but we're getting through, and we're going to get through there together, guys. I want to say I have met so many wonderful people doing this. I have just it's been an honor and a blessing to serve you all, and it will continue to be that honor and blessing to serve you in the future. I want to say a shout out to my boy Jason McElhone. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you, my brother. Go Bucks, by the way. No offense, but the Bucks will destroy Dallas in the playoffs. But I just want to say thank you to him as well, because, guys, there's been a lot of hip and a lot of hop on this Eidl program, but there's really been a few in the pit, in the mud, in fighting legislation in order to keep our Congress and our senators accountable to the promises that they've made to you and your small businesses after that lockdown was devastating blow. And it seems like there's only been a few of us that have stuck in there to try to fight for that, because the views and the clicks were not in the fighting. The views and the clicks were in the tutorials and stuff like that, and showing you in the how-tos. But a lot of those how-to videos were not working, and in order to make those work, we had to push the envelope a little further and put a little bit of fire under our legislation and representatives in order to get these things moving forward for you. And I just want to once again give a shout out to Jason McElhone, who's been a big help in that effort. Guys, we are right now looking towards the end of 2021, and if you have not gotten your Eidl grant, your supplemental grant, and you're not in the queue or don't have an application for it, you're probably out of luck with that extra $5,000 supplemental. It's gone. It's history, and they're not looking to move that forward. As far as your targeted Eidl grants go, we still have 2022 to get that policy map removed and a new legislation put in. Whether Jackie Rosen decides to put another S513 type of legislation out there in order to get the $10,000 for all small businesses, regardless of the location, it's not looking like she's going to do that. After she did it in March, she kind of, that's when she got the visit from the president's wife. After that visit, we have heard nothing about S513, but we have seen her state be funded, maybe even so much more than others in order. So maybe there was something going on behind the scenes there. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that, but it just seemed to be kind of iffy the way that all went down. As far as Ben Cardin being the head of the Small Business and Committee, he has not mentioned the Eidl since the legislation was going on in September. And in that, he said that he's going to try to fight for it, but he's fighting for votes right now, in which, if we don't see this Eidl grant policy map removed, I do believe that we're going to see a lot of small businesses once again, as we saw in Virginia, vote for new legislators and new representatives to represent them in their states, which I think Ben Cardin may be in big trouble, as well as Warnock, as well as a lot of the Democrats that had promised us that Eidl grant and then ended up throwing the policy map in there as a kind of a gimmick, which we all have gone through and seen. They're looking to put another 80,000 IRS representatives on board, which is just a humongous I don't know. It's quantity over quality. Once you get 80,000 people that don't know what they're doing, it might as well be a fluke for the next couple of years till everybody finally gets their feet wet. And then by that time, hopefully this COVID is over. But we're gonna have a government that's going to continue to just take over the businesses, and that's not a cool thing either. So I'm going to be voting. My vote's going to be going against that as well. So basically, it seems to be a more political view that we have had to take on the small businesses. We thought that the political view, which the Democrats were promising back in 2020, before the elections, was going to come to fruition and get you your Eidl grants. That never happened. Joe Biden seems to be a lame duck. The United States bought a lemon here, and let's go Brandon on that one, because he is just totally given the wheel over to Pelosi, who has done nothing for small businesses to come, and it doesn't look like they're going to either. They're going to continue trying to win those votes in the Senate, and if that happens again, we're just going to be, it's just going to be a revolving door from what we saw in 2021. And as far as putting the mandates on the small businesses, vaccine mandates for small businesses, they haven't come down to that yet, but they start up high. Now they're going with the bigger, corporations that they can fund a lot of money to say, do the vaccine mandates, we'll give you your money. Then it trickles down to the small businesses, where either you get flushed out because you're not going to do it, or if you do it by then, sometimes it's just too late. And hopefully that doesn't happen. So we're going to have to vote in a new Congress and a new Senate. And I'm not trying to twist your vote from Democrat to Republican or so forth and so on. I don't like the views of either political party right now. Neither one seems to hold 100% of how I feel on these issues. But as far as small business issues go, I would probably love to see independents come in and start moving forward in a new direction for small businesses only, because the infrastructure bills and stuff like that they're doing now, human infrastructure is just, it really has no big bearing on small businesses. It's more for climate change and stuff like that, where they can throw $500 billion or more into climate change, but they're afraid to throw a little, it's like a penny compared to $10 bill. You got a $10 bill in this hand and a penny in this hand. They don't even want to throw the penny our way to go a little bit further in debt for small businesses, but they'll go further in debt for climate change, while they make the rest of the world, they tell the rest of the world, go ahead and do whatever you want to, and screw up the air while we flip the bill. And I don't think that that's fair either. So I'm kind of against that. And this is just giving you my views on what's going on, because it all ties in to where they stand on our small businesses, because all of these things are so far ahead that we are just an afterthought at the moment, as far as, how many votes do we bring to the floor? How many votes do we bring to the Senate? How many, are we going to turn them blue or red? Or I wish we could turn them all purple and go independent on every single one of them, to be honest with you, but that's just probably not going to happen. So I just would like to say right now that we are going to continue to walk forward and move forward, putting pressure on. Right now, we got to put pressure on Ben Cardin, because he is the head of the Small Business Administration, or not the SBA, that's Guzman, but the House of Finance and Small Businesses. So we need to make sure we continue to put pressure on Ben Cardin, continue to put pressure on Nydia Velázquez, who is the chairwoman of the Small Business Committee, and hopefully. She kind of is more of, she's in her own world too. She's in this woke world that seems to be the epitome of what small businesses are about. And we have nothing to do with who's woke and who's not. We would just like to get our money for our businesses to move forward with our families. And Nydia Velázquez doesn't seem to get that either. As far as them right now, it seems like Cardin is more interested in putting Dilawar in office for the SBA Small Business Administration, the Executive Small Business Administrator, right below Guzman is where he would fall. And he seems to be just pushing on that. He's been pushing on that for the last few months. And our policy map is not even, they don't even want to talk about it because they know that they were wrong in putting that there, and nobody wants to take accountability for putting that there. And I believe it was all of them. Honestly, I'm not pointing the finger at one person here on the policy map. They were all responsible for doing that. It's how we can get keep more money for the SBA and for the surplus of the United States going forward, and maybe kind of weed out those individuals who are just hoping to get an extra $10,000 in their pocket. We were hoping to get the extra $10,000 in our pocket. It wasn't just because the hope was a vain thought. It was a hope because that hope was planted there by them in order to get votes, and it was planted there, and it was very, what's the word for it? It was deceiving. They've deceived the American people on the $10,000 Eidl grant, and now they're just walking away from it as if nothing ever happened. Schumer is responsible for this. Pelosi is responsible for this. Nydia Velázquez, Bernie Sanders, Sherrod Brown, Maxine Waters, and there's two more that I'm missing, but what can you do? We've just got to stick together in this, guys. We've got to be helping one another out. We've got to help each other. For those that you did not get that Eidl grant, we have got to make sure that we get that policy map removed, because more than likely that's where we're falling. The majority of the Americans are falling into the category of, hey, I was outside of the racist policy map. So with that, that is our number one goal for the 2022 coming forward, be getting rid of that policy map. And if they're saying that you have to have an application in before 2022, which is another, blockade that seems to have been put up for the small businesses to say it's going to be a little bit harder in the future than it was in the past to get this thing. We understand that. We've been through it, but we haven't stopped. The power is in the consistency here. We got to continue pushing and pushing in order to get this $10,000 Eidl grant. We're going to continue doing that, making calls to our senators and our congressmen. I will leave the number for you. Do I have that number? Let's see, Capitol switchboard. Will this come up if I move my fat head out of the way? Yeah, okay, here's a number right here. You can contact, call that number 202-224-3121 and ask for your senator. You might want to go to congress.gov and ask for your senator and tell them that you would like to see that policy map removed. And if they can remove that policy map, then you'll get your $10,000. That's how kind of that would work. It sounds hard, and actually it sounds easier than what it will be, because we will need somebody to bring legislation to the floor on that. And right now, the legislation seems to be going in another direction. They're very concerned about themselves right now, so we need to concentrate. If they're concerned about themselves, if we're concerned about ourselves, there's more of us than there are them. So I just say we take it to the floor, we take it to the voting polls, and we make a new 2022. But that's just what I think. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Do you think we're going to get that $10,000 grants if we tried for it? Do you think it's just too late, or do you think that just not enough people care? Let me know down below. You guys have a blessed Christmas, and thanks for watching. Somebody say, hey, I want my 10K.
Yeah.
Somebody say, hey.